Yes, thank you very much for joining me on this very gorgeous sunny day. I hope it's sunny where you guys are. My name is Michael Smith, National Consumer Education Manager of Janome, Canada, and I'm here again with our, with our fabulous A to Z with Janome. We're already up to the letter H. Now, if you have just kind of tuned into this series, then you can go to the Janome HQ YouTube channel and find all the previous videos there. I started about 3 weeks ago with A, and then again, we're all the way down to H today, which is our cording foot, or sometimes it's known as the three-way cording foot, because there's 3 different ways you can use this foot. So the H foot is the cording foot. Now, I will mention right off the top as well, before I forget, if you are a Janome Memorycraft 15,000 owner, for example, you got this gorgeous accessory case with your machine. I always call it the train case. It's like those little cosmetic bags ladies used to take on the trains and such. But it's a great storage bag, lots of storage in here, and it comes with 3 plastic trays. This is one of them, that will hold all your accessories and your presser feet. Now, this accessory tray is available, this accessory case is available separately as well, so you don't have to buy a 15,000, although why not? But you don't have to buy a 15,000, so now you can buy that accessory case separately from your Janome dealer, or as well, we've got it in the very soft, like Robin's Egg Blue, that the Skyline series. That soft blue, so you can buy an accessory case to complement your Skyline machine as well. So again, double check with your Janome dealer. But in this case, the plastic tray, these are all the beautiful feet that came with my Memorycraft 15,000. This slot over here, all of these were additional presser feet that we could buy, again, from our dealers. So again, when I started this series, here is the AP foot, is the applique foot. So this is an additional foot we can buy, and it fits in beautifully to that space. And then down here is the FB, the border guide foot. This I demoed last Friday. So again, you can go on the Janome HQ YouTube channel to find that video. And then today, this is H. There is a slot here for the H foot. And just to give you a heads up, on Friday, I'm going to be doing the I foot. There's a slot here for that. That's the piping foot. So I'll be doing that Friday at Janome HQ. So again, it's great to keep all your presser feet organized. Now here is my little sample for the H foot, which is our cording foot, or again, the three-way cording foot as it's sometimes known. So I can put in a variety of cords into that foot, and the foot keeps them all beautifully parallel. So I can couch them on, basically stitch them down using a variety of utility and even some decorative stitches built into the machine. So it's a very fun, easy technique to do. Now here is the H foot, and again, it comes available separately in a separate blister pack. Now, I've got the 9mm version for my 9mm machine, but it also comes in 7mm and 5mm. So again, double check with your Janome dealer to make sure you get the correct foot for your machine. And as always, there's great instructions on the back of the blister pack to explain how to use this foot. But very simply, this is our H foot here. And it's got this little black bar across the front, and there's these little grooves right under it, 3 little grooves. Now, the variety of cording you can use, this is just regular old embroidery floss. So I can put that under that lip of this black bar and just pull that over to the first groove. If I want to do, again, we can use 1 groove, 2 groove, or 3 groove, so hence 3-way cording foot. So I can use it with a single cord, or maybe I want to use it with 2 cords. And I just quickly tuck this under. Now I'm using, again, embroidery floss, or this is the cotton thread or the cotton like twine you get at the grocery store that you can tie up your turkey with. I just bought a big spool of that, and this I use it for cording when I do piping, but also I can use it here with this foot. You don't want to use anything too big though, because like you don't want that guide to really bend out of shape too much. So if possible, I would always recommend take this foot to the store with you, the craft store, or again, maybe your Janome dealer sells yarn, or again, cords kind of like this, or embroidery floss. So now I know, at least in Ontario where I am, some of our Janome dealers are they're opening up and they're offering one-on-one shopping if you make appointments, and then you can go in to shop by yourselves. So then if again, order this foot from them and then take the foot with you, and maybe they've got, again, yarn or some embroidery floss that you can use in this cording foot, or again, twine at the grocery store. That works too. So this foot, I'm going to leave some tails at the end of the foot on the other side of the foot, so that's going to help me feed them through as I get started. Now I find it helpful too to thread the cords through the foot while the foot is off the machine. That's optional, up to you, but I find it just easier that way. So now I'm going to click the foot into place. Now I'm using the fabulous Continental M7 here today, but I really don't have to, so long as I have some utility zigzag stitches or some decorative stitches, then your machine is capable of doing this foot. Now I just want to try to get, and again, you can see I'm just going to lower my foot here, and how this foot keeps all the cords in perfect alignment. I just want to get them untangled. So it acts as like a third hand, and again, leave yourself a little bit of cord at the back to get you started. But it's really cool to then keep these in beautiful alignment. So what I've done here is this little sample that I always recommend whenever you're trying a new foot or a new technique. Always make yourself little samples. So here I experiment with different threads. Maybe I want to use some decorative threads. Today I'm using the Iris polyester embroidery thread, but I can see it more in these beautiful vibrant colors. So that's why I like using it, or of course I could use just regular cotton quilting thread, or maybe I want to use like monofilament invisible thread so I don't see that stitching at all. So it's entirely up to you. But again, there's my cotton cording there with just a multi-step zigzag. Here's some very fine yarn just from the discount store, the Big D store. So it doesn't cost a lot of money. But then here's a little satin stitch, cutting them down. And then here is using two satin stitches basically to hold down those yarns. So there's a lot of different stitches you can use to do this. On the back of my sample here, I have Tearaway Stabilizer. Always when I do decorative stitches, I really like using a stabilizer to help support those stitches. So this is a great time as you're doing your samples to use your little cutoffs of your stabilizer. In this case, this is our Tearaway and the iron-on interfacing that stabilizer that I really like. And where I get that is, of course, from my favorite Madeira stabilizer pack. This is a starter pack of stabilizer. Now, Madeira is, Janome Canada is a distributor of Madeira products, so you can check with your Janome dealer and they could order this stabilizer starter pack for you. So it's got 3 different kinds of tearaway. It's got some iron-on, but also tearaway. And then they've got water-soluble stabilizer as well, which I really like. And a convenient booklet to explain how to use it all. So that's why I really like it. So water-soluble would be a good time to use, let's say, depending on your application, like this gorgeous, this is a pillow cover with an invisible zipper, and that's something we will discuss in a later Janome HQ live presentation. But in this beautiful stitching down using the 3-way cording foot, this is a great time to use water-soluble stabilizer, so then nothing shows on the back, because nobody would want to tear away stabilizer from this application, and this is like a silk shantung fabric. So again, I wouldn't want the stiffness of the tearaway to be left behind. So instead, using the water-soluble stabilizer would be better to support all that stitching, and then you immerse this in water to dissolve the stabilizer, spritz it down with a spray bottle. So then it's nice and beautiful and drapey, just as this fabric should be. So it's a great application. So let's get to our machine then. So again, we don't have to use this gorgeous fancy Continental M7, but again, why not? But so here, let's say if your machine has any old zigzag stitch, like that, perfectly fine. Or maybe you've got the multi-step zigzag, which is that one there. Or maybe as I go up and I go explore my machine, maybe if you've got some of these heirloom stitches, that might work out well. So again, just experiment with what you find works best. Maybe again, I got satin stitches on my machine. Oh, that would look like it would work out well for using the 2 cords of the yarn, or whatever the cording is, or that one for the 3 cords. Or again, maybe I've got some further decorative stitches there. I think those would be fun to try. So just experiment with whatever kind of stitches you have in your machine. I'm fortunate on the Continental M7, I can go into the sewing applications menu, which is the little t-shirt there. And a number of our Janome machines have sewing applications. So I click on the t-shirt, and sewing applications is basically the machine asks us, well, what do you want to do? So I say, oh, okay, I want to do some cording. And because I'm going to use this special cording foot that does not come with the machine, I can go to this category over here of my sewing applications, and that is plus presser foot. So these are additional presser feet that I can get for the various machines. And again, check with your Janome dealer. But so I click on that icon, and now I have a whole nother selection of a beading foot, ribbons and sequence foot, ooh, a piping foot, a cording foot. So when I get to this sewing applications menu, again, these are all additional presser feet we can get from our Janome dealer for our various machines. And I love doing these samples. This are all those feet, or most of those feet. So here was like the border guide foot, for example, that I demoed again last Friday. And then here's the piping foot, which we're going to talk about on Friday. So I do my little sample of piping. There's another of piping. And then this is the free motion couching foot. This one mimics the ribbons and sequins foot, so I can put down a row of sequins. So all of these foot, or most of these feet, we're going to be talking about in future lives at Janome HQ, so I hope that you stay tuned for them all. And here is our 3-way cording foot, again using that cotton string and twine from the grocery store. But it's nice to have this sample then, so then you can always go back to refer what that foot does and some of the machine settings for it. So when I click on my sewing icon here, or my cording icon, then I see, oh, I've got a 2-cord option, satin stitch, or there's my utility multi-zigzag option, or down here some decorative stitch options. So again, whatever is built into your machine, you can test out with this foot. So I'm going to use this curved serpentine stitch that I really like. Now in the machine as well, for some of the stitches you can further customize by increasing the width and the length, or decreasing as well. So let's see, some of the stitches like this one, I can see, yes, I can go even wider to my 9mm, or maybe if I was only using 2 cords, then I would want to go a little smaller. I want to bring that width in. And then I can go a little longer as well, or I can go a little shorter. So the defaults are built into each of these stitches as you go around and play with them. So again, all the more reason to do some samples. Now, when I want to go back to default, I can click this little triangle there and then just hit default. So I never have to remember what the like factory settings were, which I love. I love the machines that are smarter than I am. So now if you want to follow me down here, I'm just going to, I've got my little strip of stabilizer under my fabric, and I've got my cords now all perfectly parallel. They're not twisted up, and away I go. And it's really very simple. So I can even do slight curves. If I want to do a tighter curve, in some cases I may need to like stop and pivot my presser foot. So I could turn on my auto pivoting function up here on my screen if I have it, or I need to raise the presser foot if I need to. So it works really good, and again, you just want to make sure that your cords don't tangle up because they need to go through that guide. And that's what keeps them perfectly even the entire way along. It's a really fun foot to do. It's a great way to add embellishments to, you know, we're all making little bags, or even you can embellish maybe some masks like this. Or again, this beautiful pillow cover. There's so many applications that you can do this to make this really fun new embellishment on clothing, or again, home deck, or bags, whichever. So it's the cording foot, the H foot, or sometimes known as the three-way cording foot, available from your Janome dealer. So any questions or concerns? No, I can look at my phone here and see who's here. Oh, and Margaret is here. Hello, wonderful. Oh yes, and Liz is here. Lovely, thank you. Oh, Celine, hello. Well, yes, I'm so glad to be able to see, because this was going to be a quick presentation because I've got lots to tell you. So get a piece of paper, quick. Or again, review this later at IGTV, the Instagram Live TV, or this will be posted as a video in about 2 days up at the Janome HQ in YouTube channel. But yes, lots of information to share with you now. So coming up live at 3 o'clock in about 40 minutes, I will be going live on Janome America's Facebook page. So that's Janome Sewing Machines, Facebook Live at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be talking about doing a rolled hem on the serger, which is why my table is such a big mess. So that's 3 o'clock today. Then on Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern, Celine Ross, our educator from Montreal, is going to be doing an Instagram Live at Janome Canada's Instagram page. She's been doing a series all week, actually, on the Cover Pro. So you can tune into previous Janome Canada Instagram Lives at their Janome Life YouTube channel. And then again, Celine will be live 1 o'clock Eastern on Friday at Janome Canada. Then 2 o'clock live Friday, I'll be back here, Janome HQ, doing the piping foot. Then 3 o'clock on Friday, I will be back at Janome America's Facebook page. So that's Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page, doing another serger presentation on decorative threads in your serger. So I know it's a lot of information, so you can go back to review this later at Janome HQ YouTube. Now, starting next week, June 1st, I can't believe we're June already, but starting next week, June 1st, I will be doing the Janome HQ Instagram Lives Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock. And then Janome Canada Instagram Lives are going to be Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock. So that way you can spend your whole week with all of us from Janome Canada at 1 o'clock. So we're hoping by making this change, it'll be a little easier for all of you to find us. So again, I know that's a lot of information to digest, so go back to review it if need be. And then I will be back on Friday here at Janome HQ, and I'll run through it all again to make sure that you've all got the information there.
There's one question, but I don't understand it.
Oh, let's see. Question. Oh, geez.
On the bottom, there's a long groove. What is the groove for? Don't understand.
On the bottom of the foot. On the bottom of the foot, the groove here.
I guess so.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to scroll. Oh, because I can't quite see the question. Okay. A groove at the bottom of the foot. Yes, good question. I see that groove. I think that was probably for your thread. As you put your foot on and then you bring your thread, if my foot is in position, and I bring my thread around to the right and go under the foot, then that groove could accommodate my thread. So that could be why that groove is there. That's a good question. I've never really noticed that groove on the bottom of that foot. But to me, that would make sense, that the thread would go there as I start. And as well,
In place.
well, yes, exactly. Because then, too, as I really look, then there are grooves as the, sorry, I know my hands are in the way. As our cording comes up through that front groove in the foot, then there's a groove like for each of those chords. So that's like the furthermost groove, that's the other groove, and then that's the other groove right there. So that's where our cording goes through, and then there is this other long groove here. Again, I believe that's where then the thread would go through the back. So that way everything stays nice and neat and out of the way. So lovely. Thank you for catching that. Yes. Oh, I see. Yes. That's wonderful. Okay. Yes. Thank you all so much. That is wonderful. Yes. Okay. So that's great. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful day. And again, I will see you hopefully on Janome America's Facebook at 3. And then Friday, make sure you tune in at Janome Canada at 1 o'clock to watch Celine's presentation on the Cover Pro. CPX 2000 specifically, but a lot of what she explains will also apply to the Cover Pro 1000 and the Cover Pro 900 as well. So regardless of what machine you have, it's good information to tune in. And then I will see you all Friday at Janome HQ here at 2 o'clock. So thanks very much then. Goodbye. Enjoy your day.